Actually, I just got hired for a entry-level remote position as a software quality operations associate. I didn't expect this to happen so soon.
So hello and welcome. I'm here with one of our clients, Nicholas, that recently got his first job at a very prestigious company as well. He did all of this while still having his full-time job and all that, and I wanted to talk to him a little bit about his journey. Here he is. Hi Nick. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you?
That's pretty good. It's good to talk to you as always. What was your whole situation before you joined our program?
Basically, I was working as a house painter for around $17 an hour. I had tried a lot of different jobs and I really had never found a good fit, and I was really just kind of surviving. I got interested in programming and I really had no idea where to start, and I was just kind of doing whatever tutorials I could find on YouTube, or I did a few Udemy classes, and I was really overwhelmed because I didn't know what the best thing to learn was, or what exactly I wanted to do with it. I was like kind of stumbling around in the dark. Nothing was really sticking, and I didn't want to go back to school because I can't afford it. And I was working around 10 hours a day, and I only had about 3 to 4 hours of free time a night before I had to go to sleep and work all the next day and do it all over again. So it was really important to have some kind of structure and be making steady progress.
And so how long before joining a mentoring program, how long were you trying to figure it out by yourself, or how long were you interested in programming?
I'd been probably looking into it for a couple months and I joined around 100 Facebook groups and Reddit groups. And I was listening to podcasts all day while I was working. I was just trying to surround myself with as much information as possible just to continue being inspired. The Facebook groups were how I ended up stumbling across you, just by kind of a random chance. So I was just joining any coding group that I could find.
So in that situation where you basically were by yourself, you still had your painter job basically. How was your how did that feel? How was that situation in general?
I feel like I was at a point where I was starting to feel like I pretty desperately needed a change. I knew there wasn't a future in what I was doing. Probably going to make very much more money. It was really rough on my body. It was a dead end job. It was having the evenings to look forward to code. It was kind of getting me through the day. So pretty much all day I was just daydreaming about what I was going to do when I got
quite
home.
Interesting. So now let's jump forward a few months. Now that you worked with us for some time, where are you now? What's the situation?
Actually, I just got hired for an entry-level remote position as a software quality operations associate. I didn't expect this to happen so soon.
Of course, now I think you're starting next week at one of Google's operations, which is of course amazing. Let's talk a little bit more about that, because it is something that I hear from time to time as well. People say, did you have any connections, or did somebody place you there? How did you get to that job?
I just applied on ZipRecruiter, and I made a new resume, and I included a few of the coding projects that I worked on in this program in the resume. I got an email asking me to answer some logic and physics questions, and then after that I had a couple interviews, and that was that.
So you basically you just applied and got the job, which is of course pretty cool. So it can be as easy as that. And then of course now your life has of course is in the process of changing. Again, you're starting next week. So what are you looking forward to now? What are some dramatic changes in your life?
Well, I'm gonna have health insurance for the first time. But I mean, really, I think now I can actually focus on becoming a better programmer, because I've finally got a position in the field that I'm trying to be in for the rest of my life. It's a great step in the right direction. So I think I'm going to start having some financial security, some peace of mind, and since I'm going to be working from home, I'm going to have a lot more time to focus on growing and learning as a programmer.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, we're gonna continue helping you with that as well. So when we're talking about working together, talking about the program, yeah, are there some key things that you liked best about the things, or what were your highlights?
I would say that there's never any BS. Like you just learn how to do it, and you learn how to do it by doing it. It made sense very quickly. I was always able to get my questions answered. There's more than enough resources for me to figure out pretty much any problem that I encountered. I mean, really, it was all just like very practical. I was really like pretty amazed at how quickly I was able to learn.
Yeah, so basically, when you started with us, yeah, were you expecting the progress to happen so fast? Or like, what kind of expectations did you have coming in, and what was the reality of things?
I mean, really, I didn't really have much of an idea what to expect. Like, I mean, it was always something that kind of overwhelmed me, or that I thought that you had to be like a genius to do, or you had to be really good at math, or I always had some reason that I was telling myself that like I wasn't a person that would be good at it. But I mean, it made sense like right away.
Yeah, that's of course good. Exactly the thing that you mentioned, which is our main focus, is of course basically you can only learn things if you actually do the things. And yeah, we started really quickly, and as soon as you actually apply it and build something, it's super easy to understand what's going on, right? So also because you didn't really like in terms of time investment, yeah, you didn't quit your job to like go full force on this. So yeah, you just kept working, right, while working with us, and we managed fine.
I was pretty tired a lot of the time, and there's some times when I really just wanted to relax for the night, but it probably took me longer than most people, but I was stuck with it and put in the work.
But yeah, you didn't have to like code for 8 hours a day, right?
I feel like I tried to set aside around at least 2 hours a night. And then if I really got into it one night, then I would have to stop myself at like 2 in the morning and make myself go to bed.
Yeah, that's definitely a good sign usually, because then motivation takes over and you're actually doing something and figuring something out. So yeah, let's also talk a little bit about your last project that you've been working on. Maybe give a little description on what it does and what it can do.
The idea is it's an app that can take guitar tabs and convert them into tabs for another string instrument, and you can search for most songs that you'll be looking for and find them, and it'll give you the option to download them, or say like change like a guitar part into a bass part, or a banjo or a ukulele.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Of course, I was a big fan of the project from the start, because I also dabble with some instruments. I'm probably not at your proficiency level, to be honest, but those kinds of projects, are good projects because they actually do something useful, right? It's not
Honestly,
some random calculator.
Yeah, well, that was something that really stood out to me, is when he told me to work on a project that interests me, instead of just making like a typical. Because at first I wanted to do something boring, because it would look good on a portfolio or something, and I'm glad that he steered me in a direction of something that I was actually interested in. Because I think it's actually helped me become a better musician, working on this, because I've had to do a lot more research into music theory in order to write this thing. It's like helped me understand music better and instruments better, and I understand how a guitar works. I have like a much more intimate knowledge of it now, which is really cool.
That's a cool side effect, of course, as well. And yeah, usually the thing is, if you build something like that actually looks good in a portfolio, and many people have the misconception that if you have this bog standard thing that would look good. Also a motivation problem. Now you've been doing this, you're starting your Google job like next week. That's all very exciting, of course. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about, or maybe something that you want to let the world know?
Well, I guess I would say like if you're in a position similar to where I was, where you want to find a career that is interesting to you and you're passionate about, but you feel like you might be stuck or you don't have time, or that you're just working too much, or you don't want to go back to school, you just want to learn how to program, this is for you.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words. This is why we do that. Okay, I think we got a general overview about your journey. It was nice talking to you as well. Yeah, looking forward to your updates when you actually start the job next week. Thanks for coming to this interview. And yeah, we will continue, of course, working on your application to make it even better and a real piece of useful software. And maybe other people will use it as well, which is always the best outcome, right? Yeah, thank you for joining today. And until next time. So if you also want some guidance on how to approach learning the right way and like stop wasting time and stop being confused, then just click the link down below and book a free consultation session.